Hey, I'm here to give you feedback on your run. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to DM me directly or ping me in your RIP thread. Also, congratulations on the huge cut on time. I just read in your RIP thread that you went from 14:35 to this. Almost a this is like a 4.5 minute time cut, pretty much. That's huge. Very well done. That being said, seed selection, both of them are really good. That one's really good. That one was also really good. This one's obviously good as well. There's just a lot of good seeds popping up for you. Yeah. Chunk identification definitely could use some work. I'm pretty sure it was just that chunk the entire time, but you know. Oh dear. -1 TNT. Beautiful TNT placement as well. Crank that RD though. Especially if you're gonna get that, like, you need to know where your ravine is ASAP. Beautiful crafting. Still need to know where the ravine is, especially in war motion. Like, I feel like this could also have been reset. Like, if you didn't have, like, great ideas for anything. Also, heading towards coral is questionable for me. Like, this just immediately gets, like, deeper. If that's magma, that's wild. Wow. That is a goofy fucking ravine. And that's why. I don't generally trust ravines, like, that have coral near them. And you just lose a ton of time because of it. Like, it's still obviously super fine pace, but just unfortunate. For RSG, it matters less, just because on dimension load and everything. And you're not going to get retime since you're messing with settings. But it is just an RTA time loss to drop to 30 FOV. Like, thin E-ray is just super, super good at this point. It has been super, super good. Drip 120 ass terrain with drip 120 ass bastion. I'd like to see a wide. If you don't use wide, that's fine, but if you have wide, definitely that would be the spot to use it. Also, probably can't T-Wags off of that lava. Kind of good to know. But, obviously, most runners don't use T-Wags as their primary bastion route. Shout out Cornflakes, though. Okay. I learned this today. Or yesterday. I can't remember. First of all, what you do here is fine. However, I've been thinking about it and talking with people, and like putting an L shape here is just really good. The reason why is because obviously, like the way you do it here, putting it like that, these guys can't hit you as easy. They can still hit you, but just not as easy. But the disadvantage to this setup is that these guys will try to pathfind up here just because it's the closest that they can get to you. And they'll have entity collision, and then one of them may fall off, which is obviously not great for your trades. And like part of the entire reason why we get these gold blocks is because these guys, like, these are like 3 to 4 free pigs right here, right? But if you put an L shape there, these guys won't entity collide or hitbox collide, and then like won't fall off. So just definitely consideration. I like the little rhythm there. I think it's also slower than it needs to be. Like, you probably get hit there because of the rhythm. Like, if you just throw multiple gold at once, you'd probably totally be fine. Not like an inspirational amount of gold from this bastion, but that's probably okay. Oh, I forgot that we didn't cut that. I mean, still, it's like, feels pretty average to me. Okay. Little tip here. So, like, right now you have a decision to go one of two ways. Down here has its advantages, down there has its advantages. Down here is good because it puts you in a position to get this gold block that'll always spawn. Going down this way has its advantages because you can just hop on the little banister thing right here and be able to reach both of the chests and just be closer to the other chest. So, since you're probably not going to get this in RSG, I would recommend going to the right for RSG, so that way you just have the chest advantages and the chest, like, proximity and linearity, instead of grabbing this block here. Unless you grab that block in RSG, but then by all means. I don't think we need 2 crossbows, though. But shit, we might. I don't know. I don't know how you play the game. In the end, at least. Kind of confused why we didn't just chuck a pearl. Am I slow on pearl count or something? 16? 17. I mean, I'd still chuck that pearl that way. It's just so quick. And like, basically all of this is just to get a better angle on it, but I just don't think that that's necessary. Like, I'd understand if you were trying to, like, truly conserve it by, like, boating down here and then going that way, but like we're just chucking it to get a better angle. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, that's a crazy pull. Like, looking at this and being like, oh, yeah, that's where I should go for the fortress is kind of insane to me. But shit, it worked out. I don't think you had any information that it's that way. If you did, like, I missed it. I'm gonna blame it on YouTube. But, like, that's just insane to me. That guy's unlucky. He just kind of appears. Could have probably dodged him a bit cleaner, though. It's fine, though. Like, didn't kill you. Or, like, do massive amounts of damage. And then here's the blaze spawner. You could do a front side blaze bed with this as well. Up to you. You don't need to double crit these. So, there's a time and place for double critting, I think, as far as I can tell. I used to be super against it, but then I just like looked at different situations where it could be good. And I think that double critting can be okay, just if you're doing it to organize shit while in between blaze hits. Like, just making sure that you get that off. I think it's okay because you're overlapping. But since you're not overlapping, let's just take a look at this. So you hit that guy, you hit that guy, and then, like, let's just frame by frame it. So your axe is ready to hit here. 384. You waste, like, a fifth of a second deciding to hit him because you're in the air. Now, if you do that times 6 blazes minimum, you're wasting 1.2 seconds every time you double crit. Which obviously isn't great, but then you go, like, on the average, you're killing 12 blazes. You're wasting about 2.5 seconds by double critting purely mechanically. And that's assuming that you hit him both as well. And you double crit every time. Obviously you didn't there, but just awareness on like how we hit blazes can definitely go a super long way in runs. Also, did you have iron at any point? Yeah, you did. Did you throw it out? No, you didn't. Not yet. I'd make a sword here because of 2 reasons. One, swords are way better than people give them credit for. I've been, like, talking with a lot of top runners, and the more, like, we talk about it, the more we both realize that it's just correct. For 2 reasons here. One, on enclosed spawners, they just shred blazes. Like, this, okay. The main argument against why not swords is because of the knockback. Like, iron swords specifically, their knockback isn't ideal. I get it, that's fine. That's not a valid argument as far as I can tell in enclosed spawners because, like, you're hitting them against the wall. And that's, like, good because the DPS is quicker. The other reason why swords are just even better is the sword-axe combo is just so fast as well. So I'd suggest, like, starting to learn that and get that into your repertoire because it's just that good, honestly. But I also don't blame you for not. Here, just information for the future. And then you can double crit, because that's, like, actually what you have to do. I assume we're getting to better chords. Like to play. Especially because it looked like those chords were pretty bad. And, obviously, if this run ends here in 2 minutes, you hit a good blind. Desert Temple blind, that's a new one. You could do that in the portal overlap. But here's the blind. Okay, I'm just assuming that it's close. I'd definitely just rip a pearl here. Yep. I mean, it would... I mean, back dragon... What is that? 3 pearls? Can't get one down, but yeah. 3 pearls for 0. There you go. Great food eat. Kind of free food on the way as well, if you need it. I don't think you will. Okay. Here's some tech. So I've been thinking about dig downs lately. And I've noticed 2 things. So I actually like this coordinate. For a while, I used to say dig down on 4-4 because if you hold, like, 2 direction keys, you'll just, like, end up hitting a really good block for fall damage. And then you'll just take, on average, like, a lot less fall damage. However, like, I watched a run today that made me rethink that. So, obviously, you can't do it because you have a lava bucket. But if you have a water bucket... If either of your X or Z chords are a 4, that means that you can just water bucket clutch on like a regular 4-5 or 5-4 or whatever. Because it'll always be one of these stone bricks. Which is obviously really good. Think that was a spike down mid. Looks like it. Yep. Beautiful. Consider death reset. I think that this is still totally fine. The only reason why I'd consider is if it's back, plus the pearl clip. Yeah. Well, if it's back pearl clip, you can't hit it anyway. Nope, never mind. Back dragon. Oh, and it's small boy. Fuck that. I'd pre-place an anchor as well. Also, wrong side hobby. Your dragon's more prone to flipping, by the way. But I would pre-place an anchor just because you don't know what could happen. Some really fucked up shit could happen, especially on a 10-minute end enter when the previous PB is 4 minutes slower than this. Like, you could legitimately, like, see 2 perches because you fucked up, like, pearls on one of them or something, right? I like having that pre-placed anchor there because it does more damage and it can clutch out some, like, fucked up situations, right? It's perching. Just toss it. Yep. Oh, +1 that. Come on. Save yourself a rotation. Good end fight, though. All in all, weird overworld. Played well for a weird overworld, but I feel like you could have saved yourself a lot of heartache by being able to look around sooner. Great nether. Like, awesome shit there. Little considerations in the fort, but I think that this was a superbly played run for how, like, few pearls you had. Well done.